Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Fortunica special feature. We're really like introducing you to some of our really great advisors, but also some of their techniques and tools that they use to help you when you need it the most. Today, we will be talking with the advisor Puravi. Welcome, Puravi. Would you like to say a few words about yourself?
Firstly, Maria, thank you so much for this opportunity. And my name, even though it spells the A, it's actually silent. So it's Purvi and not
Purvi.
Puravi. Oh, you said it so nicely. You said it so nicely. I started off with an introduction on tarot, on my tarot skill sets, and that's how I got the entry into Fortunica. So that's been a huge memory and a great achievement for me because that's where I started. So Fortunica is for me one of the best platforms I've ever worked with. So I have always been very excited about this platform per se. So initially I was just doing Rider White Tarot, which is how you start with a tarot reading.
Okay.
But I've grown, I've got a couple of very good decks that I use. Like I have this Psychic Tarot of the Heart, which is what I use a lot for my love readings. My go-to deck, which I usually use, is this. This is one of the most accurate decks I have. When they ask me questions like, "How does he feel about me?" That's the most frequent question I get. Then I also have a lot of guidance cards which I work through, which is the Goddess Guidance deck. Then I have the Love Oracle, which is the Romance Angels deck. This is something that a lot of my clients have loved because the predictions that come in from these decks are like, oh my God, I just wanted to hear that. So that
But tarot is not your only talent, is it? You use
no, it
very
isn't.
different methods. And in fact, the one that we want to talk
Yes.
about today is called Geomancy.
Geomancy, yes.
Yes. Now, how often do you use
Yeah.
Geomancy in your readings?
Yes, it does work like any other astrological chart. And then based on that, you have to go through the 16 geomantic figures, which works on a binary system actually. So it's based on the odds and the even numbers. So for example, if there is, we take a date of birth because we use four sets of numbers
Mm-hmm.
in fours. So which means if it is an even number, you have two dots because it's a dot system. You have to use binary dots as to create a particular chart for anybody. If it's a boy and a girl, obviously they will give me a date of birth, time
Mm-hmm.
of birth, or maybe a particular number that they really like. If it is a question which supposedly it's a current affair situation,
Mm-hmm.
you're asking me about a particular subject like elections, for example,
Mm-hmm.
then I use any number from 0 to 99. I'll pick up some random numbers and I'll start feeding into the system how to create a chart.
Okay.
So on that note, I will be giving you a few answers to the questions you may have for me.
Do you see there being a vaccine for the COVID virus within the next 6 months?
Okay, I'm going to share some templates of the charts I have prepared so
Okay.
that it gives you an idea of what this is all about or where my information is called coming along.
Mm-hmm.
But the answer that I do see for this is that the shield chart that I prepared, it says that despite various efforts and experiments, the vaccine wouldn't be developed. It wouldn't be.
Okay.
So, because there is also a reason, because the second house and the sixth house has a conjunction taking place in this. Yeah. So, which means there will be rumors, there will be talks in the news and in maybe even politically all across. But the development of the vaccine is not likely to be successful. So, the answer to the next 6 months is very unlikely, as per the
Ah.
geomancy chart. I don't see that coming through.
Okay, let's go into a political question. After the elections in the USA, will things start to settle down?
What I did see was there is going to be much hope and enthusiasm and joy in the masses, and things will settle down as well and bring in peace eventually. I do see that people are likely to feel very disappointed with the choice, and may even feel losses due to some new policies, new reforms. Now, if I look at the chart, there is a conjunction and a translation, which I will also explain. It is very unlikely that people will be happy with their decisions eventually. So yes, it will bring in some peace for the initial period of, say, 3 to 6 months, but not eventually. So that also looks
Mm.
very unlikely in the longer run.
So, is the global economy in jeopardy of collapsing within the next year?
Very good question, Maria. I, in fact, enjoyed doing this research for this particular question because it involves, see, if the economy is affected globally, it
Yeah.
affects the individual eventually. So from the macro, it comes down to the micro level as well. So here my findings is now, because from the shield chart we work on the left witness, right witness, and there is a judge, okay, and then
Mhm.
a reconciler, which means the effect of the outcome. The judge is the outcome. He is the final decision maker. So from what I saw for this question is, it seems that overall impact of the global growth has been very negligible if I look at it globally.
Mhm.
And because of the pandemic and economic slowdown, there has been a recession period as well over the last couple of months now. So the masses at a holistic level will suffer a slump, and hence a danger of collapsing is seen also.
Wow.
Now, with translation taking place here, I do see Caput Draconis, which is also the North Node, bring rot and deaths in, because we are also dealing with the house number 8 and 12, which could mean deaths, destruction, massive changes, bringing down the economy. Now, these deaths are primarily what I see is due to the pandemic and
Mhm.
also some kind of wars that can take place.
Wow.
So this is also I see that house number 2 and 6, which are the health sector and job sector, may also see a rise and a fall with a particular figure that is pure in this house. So a likely hit in the global recession is seen. Also, due to new reforms and policies that pick up rate or accentuate the accelerate the rate of economies will also be very slow. So primarily there are negative indicators which indicate that there will be a fall in the global economy. So I'm not very hopeful about the global economy seeing any growth rate at this point. However, I would want to say that this prediction is for a year maximum.
Okay.
We can definitely look at a
Okay.
change maybe after 6 months or to a year's time. So there will be changes. So this is only for a year.
That's very hopeful because um, it's understandable that the pandemic and
Mm.
individual economies have been going down. So I guess we could actually expect a crescendo of all of this to come. But okay, my final
Yes.
question is about world peace. Will we at least be able to achieve world peace with all of this chaos that we've been going on through this year? At some point in time, we have to come back together. So, how will there be world peace within the next 2 years?
Um, Maria, I really appreciate all your questions, and
Mhm.
in particular this one, because it was my favorite question. And I loved attempting to it because world peace is something that we all are enduring, that it happens, and it does, there is peace all around us. That is what each one of us individually wants. But yes, now when I look at the chart, it is suggestive that some peace treaties may come into play, as the intent is quite clear about world peace. So it is very likely that a lot of nations, especially the United Nations, which has a lot of countries as members, it does look like they will be working towards the world peace, and they will be coming together to have a discussion on how to maintain the world peace, or what measures to take to create that world peace worldwide. So there are likely chances that there will be majority decision, and this will be worked on priority basis. That's one very good thing that I saw in the chart. Now here again, I do see there is a conjunction taking place in the eighth house. Now eighth house is also the house of transformation,
Mhm.
deaths, transformation. something which could just maybe come through divine intervention, something like that. So, which means that something major will happen to transform and look at world peace. Now, this could be due to the rising deaths, the toll of deaths, and huge numbers raising due to the pandemic or even the war. I did mention about the war in my previous answer. I do
Right.
see a possibility of war and pandemic widely, which is going to be the main reason why the world peace treaties will be signed. And so the objective is likely to be achieved. In this case, yes. Um, then I also have one figure which actually brought in a little concern, which was populace. It means populace is a figure which means people,
Yeah.
crowds. Okay. Now, this it was indicative that a small struggles or conflicts may still prevail, posing a threat to the world peace. So, despite making all efforts, things may not be implemented as planned. So, even if we are signing peace treaties, there may be some reforms or norms that the countries may sign with each other may not get implemented. So, the
Mhm.
success rate of this particular question is about 75%, which is still a very high percentage. So yes, I think we should be able to achieve something there.
Wow,
So I hope that answers.
Ravi, that was really enlightening. It was really enlightening. Yeah,
Thank you.
75% is much better than I think what we have right
Yes.
now, honestly. That was actually an excellent reading. It actually gives some ability to prepare for some things that we may be in store for. Well, I have to say, I really appreciate you taking the time to do this with me. I hope that our viewers also take this information and use it to their benefit. Please like and leave us a message on how you felt about this video. Your feedback is greatly appreciated. Again, thank you so much for watching, and get more of Puravi by downloading the Fortunica app and ask her a question. And as you can see, you will not be disappointed. Thank you, everyone.